Hi, Prayer Warriors. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday. Uh, yeah, I was just thinking about writing my prayer letter this month and thought I'd change it up a little bit and do a little video here. So let me know if you like it. I didn't really put a whole lot of effort into this video, but if you like it, maybe I'll work on some video editing and learn how to put some pictures in there and kind of stuff like that. So yeah, I just want to give you a little update on the ministry. So school's out, or at least it was for the summer. School ended May 9th, I believe, here in Rochester. So kind of had a 2 or 3 week kind of lull there. But school started back up here this last Tuesday, and so working on getting another Bible study time going here in Rochester at the community college. But in even more exciting news, been mentioning in some of my prayer letters, we have these people coming in for our summer program called DIG. So this last Monday, we had our 9 Colorado people show up. So that was pretty exciting. We have one other person from Lakeville, Minnesota, who's also going to be here for the summer. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about what our program is going to look like here. So it's going to be kind of a two-part thing. So we're going to have part A be these first 3 weeks, so kind of the May 28th through June 15th time period, and that's going to be we're reviewing it kind of as a mission trip in a lot of ways. They're going to be working a couple days a week out at a Christian camp in the area called Camp Victory, but otherwise they're going to be freed up to do stuff with us. I'll talk a little bit more about some of those things we have planned here. But then the second half of the summer is going to start on June 16th. That's going to go to the end of the summer program, which is July 29th. And then they're going to be working full-time out at that Christian camp I just mentioned, Camp Victory. And so they'll be working there most of the time, and they'll have one day off each week on Saturdays to kind of do program stuff with us. So what's our program kind of be focused on here? This first part, especially, we're going to be doing a lot of service projects. This last week on Tuesday, we did a service project for the Parks and Rec department, kind of helping them get some of their hockey boards repainted for this next winter. The other things we've been doing is just doing some outreach. So we've been going downtown, going around asking people how we can be praying for them, and then trying to just share what God's done for us there. So only been at it for a couple days, but it's been pretty sweet time going out and just believing in God for big things there. A few other things we're trying to get going this summer. We have this event we're trying to do every Saturday night. It's called Saturday Night at the Lakes. What's kind of funny is we're switching between two different parks. One of them does indeed have a lake. The other one doesn't have a lake, but has like a creek. So kind of figured that kind of sort of counted as a body of water at least. Yeah, that time we're hoping to have just opportunity where we have a meal together. Someone gets to share a testimony, what God's done in their life, and then just have a generally just a good time together. Do some fun outdoor games together, volleyball, lawn games, swimming, that kind of stuff. So kind of the goal of this time is for it to be a time where you can invite people who are maybe especially people who just aren't Christians or don't have a lot of church experience, or you wouldn't expect to find coming into a church building, maybe even ever. Just have an opportunity to build relationships there and kind of provide a safe place for them to have friends. And while this time is kind of geared to be somewhat more, maybe we'll call it spiritually light, I think we view this as just an opportunity to be able to relationally share the gospel with people, just as they trust us, as they get to know us. I think there's just a lot more of an impact that can be had there, just as they know that we care about them. We really generally are for them, and that's why we're sharing this message with them. So that's going to be happening every Saturday night this summer. Another thing we're doing is we're doing this book discussion. So the book we're going to be reading this summer is called God's Space. Some of you may have heard of this book before. But the basic theme of the book is helping us to learn how to be able to start spiritual conversations with people naturally. If you ever tried to share the gospel with someone, oftentimes it's a pretty unnatural thing. It seems kind of awkward and forced, and yeah, we want to be able to share the gospel with people and be very winsome in our conversations. And oftentimes, just walking up to someone and trying to sit down and just boom, 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 boom to share the gospel with someone isn't always what's best for people. Um, and so, this method, a lot of what the book talks about, are using things like reflective listening, um, noticing things about people, serving, doing good, asking people good questions, doing those kind of things, and then helping using those techniques to transition into the gospel. And um, a lot of it just seems to be it's a very focused on loving people and coming at it just from an approach of not having agendas, not trying to even just force the gospel upon people. So each week this summer we're going to be reading a chapter or two of that book, and then they have a video series that kind of goes along with the book that we're going to be going through that the author created as well. A third thing we're going to be doing, we have some teachings. That's kind of one of the big things of summer programs, it seems, is having all those teaching times. We actually had our first teacher come in this last Monday. Rob Gerber from Eau Claire, Wisconsin came in, and he gave 3 teachings throughout the day on unity. For me, there were kind of 2 main points that I walked away from his teachings. There were a lot of really good things, but these were kind of the 2 main ones that stuck with me. The first one was just viewing success in ministry, success in unity, success in church planning, all of it. It's not, success is not results. He was saying success is obedience. And the issue when we say that our success is based on results or us accomplishing a specific task is we miss sight of the fact that it's just not all about us. We can do all the right things and the result we want won't always happen. Like, for instance, if we're sharing the gospel with someone and obviously we want to see them come to know Christ, but if we do everything perfectly, we love people well and all that stuff, but people don't accept Christ, there's this tendency to feel like we did something wrong. And I think what's important for us when we go out is to recognize that success for us is to obey and to do as best of a job as we can at whatever task we have, whatever God is calling us to do. That way, it isn't about us. God is the one who ultimately gives the growth, and we can trust Him that He has he has a plan for that stuff. And the second one, kind of related with that, we were challenged to be thinking more long term about our growth in our ministry together. And I should mention these 2 points were more focused on attitudes we need to correct that we can have that destroy unity a lot of times. And I think the thing with long term focus is, especially in our culture today, it seems like we just want this instantaneous gratification of what our goals were. So for instance, for us in a church plant, maybe we wanted to see us have like a 25 new people in our church already by now. We don't have that. We'd be disappointed. But I think if we're having a longer term view of things, we can recognize that some of these things might take a lot longer, and we may never fully see the tangible results of it. But if we're to look back, even like 10, 20 years from now, I'm confident we're going to see God use us for some amazing things. And so that was a really, really good challenge just for us, just in this time, even if we're not seeing clear growth in the timing we would like to see it, that we're called to be faithful and to continue to persevere. Even though it might take time, God's going to use us. He's going to grow His kingdom, and He wants to use us to do some tremendous things. Last thing on teachings, we're going to have 2 more teachings coming up here soon. Next Thursday, we're going to have Dave Lenander come to town, and he's going to be talking about discipleship. And then the following Thursday, we're going to have Tim Borseth from Decorah coming up, and he's going to be speaking on the church. So that's kind of the update of ministry and how things have been going there. A few things for you all to be praying for. Definitely be praying for our DIG program. Be awesome. Our goal is for them to be a blessing to our church. But at the same point, we want them to be able to come away from this summer just encouraged, spurred on, equipped to go back home, and we want them to be on fire for God at their home churches. And so just pray for grace for us as leaders, especially just to be able to plan the program in ways that's going to be helpful for them and it's going to be able to help them grow as well during this summer. Second thing is that God would just use us to make a big impact on the city with the gospel. Even just going out these first few times this last week, just we've met a lot of hard-hearted people, just people who weren't really interested in hearing the gospel, and um, yeah, just pray for people to have soft hearts, and just that we'd be very winsome in how we're going about loving people and serving people in our community. Third thing, one of our goals for this summer is we want to increase our relationship base of just people we know, and just kind of gain a reputation around our city. And obviously, the dig folks are going to be pretty important for us in helping get that established. But yeah, just pray that we'd be able to accomplish that. We want to be known just as people who love others well, and are seeking to serve others in practical ways, and just people who are safe, who are good and friendly, and yeah, just that we want that reputation just as we're getting our church started here. And then the last thing you can be praying for, just pray for our church plans going into the future. We just recently moved into our pre-launch stage, so here on September 9th, our goal is to kind of have our grand opening of the church. And there's a lot of things that need to be done there. We're still looking for a building to get rented so we can start meeting on Sundays. There's a lot of serving things that need to be done, audio equipment, lighting, band, all sorts of different things that need to be accomplished. So just pray for us as we're transitioning into this phase, just for available laborers, people who will be able to join with us and help us in this, but also for us, just as much as it depends on us, to be getting this plan started and on the right direction. So thank you for watching. Thank you for praying. Thank you so much for your support. I just really appreciate you all. Just, I know for me, it really spurs me on to have people behind me who I know and can trust are for me. And I know in this world there's just a lot of people who are very against what we're doing and just sharing the gospel, and trying to bring the love of Christ to people. And so just to have a team of people like you behind me is just such an encouragement to me. So thank you so much for that. I just really appreciate your support in this endeavor, and just going forward what we're trying to do here in Rochester. So hope you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Please let me know if there's any way I can be praying for you. I always love getting to have an interaction with you guys, and just knowing what's going on in your lives, and if there's any way I can be serving you. So yeah, hope you have a great rest of your day, and God bless.